This here is my Woodland Mills HM130MAX. It's been sitting here untouched for about 4 years now. I'm sure the fuel is probably not even flammable anymore. The battery is actually missing because I robbed it for the wife's lawnmower over there. The oil's never been changed since I put the mill together 5 years ago. And the blade's rusty and probably dull, which is perfect. At least we won't have to change that. My mobile chicken coop build is now relying on my ability to get this thing up and running again. I need 16-foot beams to act as the base for which the floor will get built on. Without the beams, I can't really build anything yet. So today, I need to wake this thing up, go and find some logs laying around somewhere, and see if I can get some sizable beams cut so that when the warm weather we're expecting next week arrives, I can actually start building the chicken coop instead of just talking about it. My ambition was to put doors on this and have it a fully sealed up building, and that never happened. It kind of works beneficial to have the wind blowing through here while you're milling, because then the sawdust winds up going directly into the back of your eyeballs, which is fun, and it makes it kind of miserable to mill logs in the wintertime. I did put a wood stove in the corner over there. Thought maybe the heat off that thing might keep me a little bit warm, or at the very least I can go and warm up by it so I could feel my fingers again. But I haven't been too ambitious to cut lumber out here in the winter time. Yeah. Well, we got it to turn over, so now I think if I just take the bottom off the carb, I can feed two birds at once, find out the condition of the bottom of the fuel bowl, and drain the fuel at the same time. Because sitting as long as it has, I imagine the float is going to be stuck, the fuel bowl is going to be dirty, and with my luck, the carb is going to have to come out. So all I'm going to do, let the gas drain through the valve in the carburetor, and that'll clean the bowl out hopefully, and drain the gas at the same time. Okay, need a little persuasion. Oh, there we go. That's what I was after. Except I didn't want to drop it in the snow. Well, it's not horrible. I mean, there's some junk in it, but not horrible. Now all I'm going to do is just turn the fuel on and let it drain into the bucket. While the fuel is draining, I'm going to open up the blade compartment and I'm going to see what kind of condition the fuel's in, or the blade's in. I think I'm just going to go straight to one of my other blades that are probably going to be sharper. For those of you that have a mill and you're wondering, what do you do with a big sharp blade like this to store it, or at least reduce it down? It's been a while, but you just fold it, and then when it comes back into itself, you just store it into a small ring like that. And then what I do is I just stick it up into the wall so it can sit up there. Now the tricky part is getting them unfolded without getting 4 or 5 teeth marks in your forehead. And it's been long enough for me that I don't exactly remember how to undo it. I got a feeling I'm gonna get some teeth in the forehead here any minute. Oh boy. Mike, what are you doing? Oh, something's happening. Oh, well, I didn't get it in the forehead. Okay, get it up around that wheel, into this spot here, up over here. Okay, what I usually do is put a little bit of tension on it, and then be careful that you just spin it over just a little bit, and then tighten it some more, and you just keep repeating until your bearing on the backside here is flush. Then you know it's tight. Okay, so now that the fuel's done draining, I'm gonna put the bottom of the cart back on, and then I gotta do an oil change. I kind of feel bad that I cut enough lumber to build a small house. I never thought to change the oil. Well, the oil plug was about finger tight, so kind of surprised that it didn't change the oil on itself while I was using it. That's good. I almost feel like this is a roof sealant more than a motor oil. The real question is, why didn't I drain that at the same time as draining the gas? You know, feed two birds at once. Guess I'm not very good at planning stuff out. Well, while the oil's draining, you might as well put some fresh gas in it. And, in case you guys are wondering what this tank is for, it holds water. And the water is supposed to lubricate the blade, keep it cool. Some kind of scientific stuff. I don't know. I've ran it without water before. Seemed to cut fine. Okay. So, well, there's water in here. Last time I used the mill, it was probably summertime. And then I just forgot about my mill for 4 years. It's all frozen. It's just fine. You don't really need it anyway. It's a good thing we've got warm weather coming. That'll melt this all. Get it going again, hopefully. Otherwise, I'd say we're good to go anyway. It's already cold. Your blade can't get hot. So, I got a can of gas and a bottle of automatic transmission fluid. Now you're probably wondering, what's the transmission fluid for, Mike? There's no transmission on this thing. Is there? Nope. When you've had something sit for as long as this has been sitting, your valves and everything are going to be kind of dry. So what I found, if you put automatic transmission fluid in the gas tank with your gas, it lubricates everything and cleans it, makes it run better. Oh, come on, Mike. Now, you don't need very much. By a little bit, I mean, whoop, whoop, just give it a little taste. Okay, that should be enough. Ah, Mike, why didn't you plan ahead? This is gonna take a while. Or I could do the right thing. Maybe I could just fill it until it overflows. Well, if I read the manual correctly, if there's not enough oil, it won't start. Or else it could spontaneously explode. Probably. Well, let's see if she'll start. Fuel on, choke on, oil, maybe. Oh. It's like I just shut her down. Well, now that I ran it, I'm just gonna double check the oil. My faith in an electronic safety system to keep the engine from scattering itself across the yard. It's not very... My faith isn't very strong in it. It's on the dipstick, but it's a little bit low. So I'm gonna spend another 10 minutes waiting for this oil to finally go down the funnel. And then we'll be able to see if the blade holds together. It's just motor oil, but you'd think it's molasses the way it's pouring through the funnel. Come on, go faster. There. It should be quieter now that I put another half a liter in. It only holds a liter full. Come on, Mike. Could have been over before it started. Okay. Well, it runs, mostly. I'm gonna grab the chainsaw and then we're gonna go see if we can find some logs. I'd like to get those beams milled today because today's warm and tomorrow's not. So I guess we'll see. I gotta play chemistry and find a bottle of gas that I could mix it with. Well, if the mill runs as good as the chainsaw, we should get a couple of beams by the end of today. So my plan is I'm going to drop the tree into the deep snow, delimit as much as I can, and then I'll just push all the snow and branches and everything right back into the trees. That should work, probably. Well, get to cutting. This tree looks big enough. Well, it looks big enough for my house. Oh yeah. It doesn't look like it on camera. That tree is probably, well, 20 inches across. But man, that's a lot of branches. My blade's a 20-inch bar and it didn't reach across, so I got a feeling I'm probably gonna get both beams out of just one section of log, and then the rest of it, well, floorboards. It can either fall that way or that way. That way is the way I'm intending. This way works too. I brought a long enough chain. If it falls into the trees, I guess I can delimit it in the bush. And then drag out a clean log. You know, that would have been a better idea before I cut what I did. Let's make wood fall. Anytime you're cutting, cut an area so you have somewhere to run when the tree starts chasing you down. Alright, I've got enough exits. Should be okay, hopefully. Well, she's going. Just don't hit my tractor. There, it's time to make a mess, clean it up again, and then go and cut some beams. Okay, so now my mill is 16 feet, 11 inches. So I'm gonna mark it with the saw at 16 foot, 5 inches. Okay, stop yakking and start hacking. It's a short tree and it's fat, which is what you want when you want to cut some lumber. I don't care how tall it is, just give me the lumber I need. Now that the tree is half out, I can cut the rest of the branches off, and then we can pull the log out over here, cut it at the 16 foot 5 inch mark, and then I can grab them both, head to the mill and start cutting. Hopefully the mill's gonna run good. Last time we ran it, it barked at me. I'm stalling because I'm tired. This is a workout. Well, there you have it. 2 big logs, soon to be 2 smaller-ish beams for the chicken coop. Let's go back to the mill. I need a coffee. Okay, so before I can put the log on here, you gotta make sure your mill is all the way back, because I'm gonna need all my bunk space. And because I brought the tree in backwards, I'm gonna need this. This is a jack. So when your log is smaller diameter on one end than it is on the other, you can use this to lift the small end, so the center of the tree on the big end is at the same height off the deck as the center of the small end. A mistake I've made in the past several times, I didn't lift my bunks up. Well, as you can imagine, you drop the tree on the deck and the tree winds up over here where you can't get at it with the tractor. This log's a little too big for me to muscle it back onto the deck by hand. I'm just gonna do it the right way and not forget. Which leads me to my next point. If you look really close here, you can see it. When you do start cutting and you're getting lower and lower on the log, you gotta remember to lower these. That's the fastest I've ever seen a blade go from good to trash, was cutting one of these. So I'd say I won't do that ever again, but I know I'm going to. Just hopefully not today. Normally I have the pallet fork for this part. The grapple just barely clears my doorway. But my pallet fork is in a snowdrift right now. But having the bucket on is kind of handy, because now I got somewhere to throw all the offcuts. And I could just go put them back where I found them. Boy, Christmas is over, but sure smells like it's still here. So, being that this end is 22 inches tall, it's 20 inches wide because it's not round, but it's 22 inches, so the center is 11 inches. So a trick that I used to use is I would take a stick so that you had something to pull off of. So now I need to lift this tree so that the center of the tree is at 11 inches. I know that doesn't seem like very much, but it makes a difference. This jack used to come with a fancy handle that you just with, but it broke. So now I've got this old rusty ratchet that I leave here, and a socket fits on it perfect. And my jack's frozen. Well, we're at 10 inches, so I'm going to call that good enough. There. Okay. Well, let's get this thing fired up. Hopefully it starts. Oh, I like butter. Ooh, a little bit of smoke. Oh, that was out the intake side. That's just an air cleaning feature. When it pushes combustion pressure back through the car, blows the stuff out of the air filter. The mill doesn't sound very happy with me. Or maybe it's got a good cam in it. Nope, it's about to scatter itself, I think. Yeah, so now I've got this wizard staff that I use to flip the logs over, because it's near impossible to do by hand. You just hook it and then flip it. And then ideally, you would just want to flip it a quarter turn. That way you've got a square side 90 degrees apart. Come on. There we go. Rinse and repeat for the second side. Now once you have two square sides, you can lower the jack and get rid of it. You don't need it no more, because the flat square end or edge will sit on all the bunks. It'll be level. Oh, great. Oh, I think that should be good enough. So what you want to make sure of is that the flat edge is sitting flat on your bunk. That lets you know that the log will be square and not diamond shape. Yeah. My mill is not happy. It's like waking the ogre underneath the bridge. All I need you to do is cut me 2 beams and then you can go back to sleep. Okay, well now we've got 2 square sides. I can lower the jack. We don't need that anymore. Oh no! You flip over! Well, it's down. And this is the point where mistakes get made. Now that you're on the flat side, you don't need the bunks up all the way. But I'm too lazy to lower them right now. Hopefully you guys will pay attention and let me know when I get close. Or you won't, because you want me to cut it. Don't be lazy. Blades are expensive. You locked the log down, Mike. You can't lower the bunks and the logs are clamped. The farmer's gym membership isn't reserved to just cattle. Back over here. Now, back over here. Could have went over. But too lazy. Well, I'll keep cutting. It's all the same. Just back and forth, back and forth. I'm sure you guys don't want to be bored with that. 6 inches by 10 inches. Oh, there we go. One 6 by 10 beam and a whole pile of boards. I mean, there's a lot there. I'm gonna have to cut off all the live edge so that I can use them as flooring, because I want them to look like this. This one's actually perfect. All the way down, front and back. Like, I've got big hands. Ask anybody that knows me. That's a big board. 1 by 10. All I need is 9 of those 1 by 10s to do an entire floor for the chicken coop. So I think I've probably got enough. Plus we've got the other log we got to mill up. Boy, if you guys could smell it. All the sawdust in here just smells like Christmas time. Let's get to work, get this beam over onto the frame and see what it looks like. I haven't lifted it yet, so I'm not exactly sure how heavy it is. I know it's going to be heavy, but can I get it up there? Oh yeah, that'll work. I love how fresh lumber looks when it was first cut. Stuff that you have that dries out a little bit, it gets kind of fuzzy. But when you first cut it, it's pretty smooth. Well, there it is, the beam's in place. I finally have something that marks the beginning of this chicken coop build. The next time you guys see this wagon frame, there's going to be 2 beams. We're going to be framing out a floor and walls and a roof. It's going to be an open mesh style floor. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. It gets very cold here, down to minus 45, sometimes even colder, and windy and snowy. So how can chickens stay warm if there's no floor in it, Mike? Well, I've got a plan for that. And I'm hoping I could be able to convert this from a winter coop into a summer coop and then back into a winter coop with no tools, no heavy lifting, and not having to remove anything. If you guys are curious as to how I'm going to do that, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the comment section. It's been a long planning process, but we're finally starting, and I'm getting kind of excited for it. If you guys have watched this far, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one, when we actually start building this chicken coop.